evening, everyone. My name is Jenny, and we are now live on Real Talk with Jenny on our 15th episode. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. I hope you are all safe. Yes. So today I'm very excited because we have uh, an inspiring guest. So she is my schoolmate back during our college days. She's been, she started her career in the PR industry. And then suddenly she shifted to organic farming. And then there was an unexpected shift because she moved over to the US. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome our guest for tonight's episode, our 15th episode. Woohoo! I'm just so excited. Please welcome Mia.
Hi. Ayan, hi!
Hey!
Good morning.
Good morning, Mia!
Manila!
Yes! Good morning, you. Good morning to our friends in the US.
Hello, good morning. Baka hindi pa sila gising kasi Sunday, di ba? So, good morning.
Oo nga. What time is it?
It's 7 a.m. So, kung meron man, hi!
Although, early bird ka ba?
I'm transitioning.
You wake up early.
I usually get up at around 6:30, but of course, I have to get up earlier ngayon. So, pag Sundays, we really take our time sleeping in kasi. So, parang tipong, sometimes we get up at 7:30 on weekends. But, for the past couple of weeks, I really wanted to get up earlier than 6. So, magandang training to. Kasi pag Sunday, di pa parang, Monday na lang ako mag-wake up ng mga 5:30. Pero at least, di ba, parang tipong, and I feel so energized today. So, thank you!
Yeah, and we're very excited to have you.
I'm excited.
Ayan, shout out sa ating mga friends, schoolmates over there.
Hello.
I'm just updating my Facebook again so we can shout out all their names in a few minutes. But anyway, yeah, Mia, to those who I know yung mga schoolmates natin nanonood dyan and they know both of us. Probably you can tell a little bit something about yourself dun sa ating mga viewers that haven't known you or met you yet. I did mention that you went over to your PR career after our college days. Tama ba? Diretso ka na sa PR. Events pala. Sorry.
Yes.
Events.
Yes. Okay, so after graduation, parang nagpahinga ako for about 2 or 3 years. And then, our classmate, si Julie, Mia, gusto mong mag-events?
Uy, I had Julie on the show. Yes. Did you watch that?
I saw that one. I watched that one. So si Julie Ann, she asked me if I wanted to do events. And so I got sucked into the event industry for about 15 years or so.
Wow, 15 years.
So it was very challenging, and at that time, events was not a known industry. So pag sinabing, what are you doing? Events. Okay. Ano yon? So you have to explain a lot of things because people don't understand events at that time. Sa kanila, wedding lang yung event, birthday, parang ganyan. Na hindi ka magbabayad someone who will professionally organize your event. But we're not doing birthday parties. We're not doing anything personal. So we're doing corporate stuff. And at that time, ang tawag dito, even my family, yung mommy ko most especially, pag tinanong, saan nagtatrabaho si Mia? Ay, advertising! Kahit wala ako sa advertising kasi they don't understand events. So ngayon, at least ngayon, kilala na yung industry na events, especially sa Pilipinas, kasi parang 30 years pa lang yata ang events industry na parang stamp mo na nasa events ka talaga. Parang ganon. Para siyang by the way lang kasi dati, di ba? So anyway, from events, I moved on from Saga to be a partner with another events company, which is One Atomic Marketing. And then after that one, And with that one, si Chok, our classmate.
Yeah.
O kaya ako na tawag dito, napunta sa linya ng PR. Although Chok is really handling the main PR work, I was doing the accounts for that one. So I became familiar with the PR workings. So yan. From there, I got burnt out talaga. I really got burnt out because parang tipong, and this I realized lang recently na parang tipong, what's the end game for me? It's just not aligning. Parang tipong, alam mo you get to the point in your life where you just realize, so what's my purpose? Palalim ng palalim, pero parang anong connect niya sa gusto kong mangyari sa buhay ko
Yun
talaga?
ata yung questions that would arise as you grow older.
Yes.
Di ba ba when you're younger, parang hindi masyado?
You want a lot of stuff. So you really just want to earn. And the end game does not matter to you at a certain age of your life. Para tipong at that time, my priority was to travel. I really wanted to travel. So events was really a good, stream of income for me. Na parang tipong, okay, a few events and I can get to travel. Oh my God, I always get excited whenever I go to the airport. So I'm
Pero
like,
events di ba? Pag nasa events ka, parang halos every day you are on the go, you have something coming up and all that. How did you manage to have that time to travel? Meron ba kayong parang, ito lang naman perspective ko. Although, sandali lang ako parang nag-events. Hindi naman project na. I mean, not really in that industry. Parang feeling ko, lagi yung may something that would come up. Although you have your timeline of events, right? Pero parang laging merong mga small events that would arise in the middle of the big events.
Right. So what
do you have vacation time or what?
Okay. Because events was not how do you say it? Hindi siya yung parang ganun pa, hindi siya ganun ka-active, but we really have our downtime kasi parang tipong konti pa lang yung nag-i-events at that time eh. So, parang after your big project or whatever event you're handling, you really want to breathe after kasi highly stressful talaga yung events. So, talagang uubusin ka. So, as you grow older, bababa yung pasensya mo. And that's my case. I don't know with other people because other people really thrive on that one. And pupunta tayo dyan dati. But, I mean, later on. But, for me, I really have to find time. So I would tell them, I would send out like I will be on vacation on these days. And sa atin kasi madali eh. Parang tipong we can go to Thailand for hours, you're out. And after 4 days. So parang, 'di ba, na-revive ulit yung parang tipong yung pagkatas kang kainin ng events, parang tipong, okay, I'm ready again.
Kailangan huminga. Diba? We need to breathe.
And it goes even with your daily life eh. Parang tipong, halimbawa, maghuhugas ka ng plato and then you focus on reading a book. Yung parang tipong kailangan mo ng breather bago ka mag-shift to another task or event. So I really think that it's important to always breathe in between. So yun.
That's great. Wait, greet muna tayo ng yeah, breather is important.
Pet peeve ko ngayon is people think that, it's good to be busy. No, it's, for me, it's not because you don't have balance. And
the younger version of ourselves, diba? We just want to be busy, parang caught up with a lot of tasks, multitasking.
Jen, remember even our college days, parang tipong, kaya ko lang 2 hours ako natulog. Wala yan!
True.
Tipong, no, I need my 8 hours of sleep.
Sa ngayon, diba? Parang ganun na tayo. Dahil ba aging?
Parang tipong, no, I need my 8 hours of sleep. Diba? So, yun. And we were talking about this earlier. These things we cannot teach to other people because we have to learn it ourselves. Parang tipong, and you mentioned na parang my transition to health and wellness. It was really more of mindset kasi at that time, even in college days, I used to be a heavy smoker. So I'm no.
So you stopped na totally?
Oo. Patagal na, mahigit 10 years.
Ano yan? Mahigit 9 years.
Pero may pasulpot-sulpot siya pag nasa events ka.
Oo, di ba, sabi nila, parang naaalis yung stress when you smoke. I don't know what's the truth in that, pero hindi kasi ako nag-smoke.
It's not true. I mean, and that's my case. Again, that's my case. And really, I just wanted to live longer. Kasi at that time, parang 30 years old na ako, wala pa akong asawa. Baka mamatay ako ng maaga, wala pa akong asawa. So parang tipong I really wanted to be healthy.
So may goal ka, parang at certain age, you need to have your lifetime partner.
I had my plan before graduating from the university was get married at around 28. Kala mo may mahanap.
Wow. Diba? I mean, at least meron kang ganun. You have your goal set.
I knew I really wanted to, parang binigay ko sa sarili ko 8 years for career, sabi ko, because this goes back nung uni. I just want to make sure that kung mag-aasawa ako at maghihiwalay kami ng asawa ko or mamatay siya.
Inisip mo na agad na maghihiwalay kayo na.
Hindi naman maghihiwalay, kundi parang if he ever, kasi my dad
parang died. Option.
Hindi, kasi my dad died when we were like, when I was like 19 or 20, and then my siblings are younger pa. And my mom was scrambling. So parang tipong, and she was a housewife. And still, parang tipong sabi ko, I want to be able to make sure if I ever have kids, na kaya kong mag-work, that I can feed them. But I want to have that option kasi kaya sinabi ko na ang timeline ko is 28, get married, because I want to focus on being a family woman. Kasi ayoko nang magtrabaho kasi gusto kong mag-focus to, alam mo yun, sa mga anak. So yun yung na parang hindi ako maiinggit na parang, shucks, si Jen, ang successful, ang busy niya, ganyan. Hindi ako aabot sa point na yun kasi I can say in my life, and I can do it if I want to. Parang ganon. Pero fast forward to what? Parang 7 years later, saka ako nakilala yung asawa ko. Parang ganyan.
Oo. Na ano naman daw yan timing . It comes when you're ready. Sabi nila.
Totoo yan.
Kasi diba, the younger version of ourselves kasi parang, yun nga, as you said, kailangan 28, meron akong asawa. Yung iba, I need to have a boyfriend now. Yung parang mga ganon.
So I will touch on that one because the younger versions of ourselves, very, mababaw yung gusto natin. And parang tipong dati, parang kailangan cute, kailangan guwapo, kailangan active, kailangan ganito, kailangan slim, kailangan walang belly, walang ganyan. And I ended up, with relationships that I'm really not proud of. But not only not I'm proud, pero hindi ko siya i-regret because through those relationships, I learned what I really want in life. Na parang,
that's true naman.
Alam ko na I don't want to be tied down. Alam ko na I can be free when I want to. Alam ko na I want someone who has family values, who believes in God. Kasi I had a boyfriend who parang tipong checks all the boxes. Parang check. Tapos parang, I don't believe in God. Para siyang...
Yun yung isang box na hindi nakatik. Pero pinaka-importante.
Pero ito, just to tell you, at that time, hindi pa ako...
Hindi yun. Hindi mo siya nakikita as parang very top priority.
Oo. Parang ang nakikita ko lang sa kanya, he's so cute, he's so grabe, ganyan. Pero parang tipong... And I was not looking inside myself na parang tipong, parang what do you really want is this, alam mo yun. And so, kaya doon nagsimula yung transition ko to, na parang tipong, that relationship kasi, he was into organic stuff. And at that time, and parang 10 years ago, parang what is organic? Kasi parang tipong, di ba ang hilig natin sa delata, although I still love it. Yung parang tipong, but I did not understand food at that time. And this was what? 2010. Sino ba nakarinig na ng organic? Parang tipong, di ba?
Oo, parang hindi pa siya masyadong, uso like now. Everyone's going to organic stuff.
So parang tipong at that time, sabi ko, what's organic? And then, parang, or what is sustainably farmed fish or sustainably caught or parang tipong hindi masyadong maraming chemicals, etc. So, So yun yung naman
exciting
natutunan ko sa kanya is to have a healthy lifestyle. So that's when I started transitioning na I started na not smoking, and it was a bit hard because I had to stop seeing my friends during di ba, after work, parang inom, relax, yosi. So I had to avoid them for several months. During evenings, na parang tipong, no, I'm going home. No, I'm not seeing you. Parang ganon. Kasi nag-tend ako to smoke. So, yun. And then, parang gradually na lang yun, I started choosing healthier options. And hindi ako yung parang tipong, oh my gosh, it's not organic, I'm not gonna eat that. No, I eat the spam. I feel corned beef. Pero, parang tipong, halimbawa, magko-corned beef ka, pero meron kang marami kang vegetables on the side.
So parang balance. Nababalance.
Kasi parang tipong, I will be tempted to have a quarter pounder ng McDonald's. Diba? Pero, dahil healthier naman ako most days, I'll be okay to have a chip, potato chips.
Get to have one. Yeah. Kasi you had those healthy stuff naman.
Oo, kasi alam ko.
All throughout the week, and one day won't hurt. Parang ganyan.
Pero alam mo kasi, parang tipo, 75 or 85 or 90% of your meals for the day are healthy. So, parang okay, pwede ako mag-ice cream, no, kung gusto ko. Kahit
true.
Parang ganyan.
Ayan. Sige. Pag-usapan natin yan, Mia. Wait, greet muna na. Shout out muna tayo sa mga friends natin.
Okay, sige.
Yes. So, hello, Joni, John, Kathy, Ate Sally, hello. Chris is watching. Yan, schoolmate natin. Chris. Marcel is watching. Betsaida, John, Barbie, Byron. Hello, everyone. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you, guys, for tuning in.
But yes, hello sa inyong lahat. Si Mau is watching. Mau is from UST and ang tawag dito, Teatro Tomasino. So,
yan, hello. Yeah, hello. So guys, if you have any questions for Mia or for me, just type it in and we will be happy to answer it for you guys later on. Full pack itong evening na to. Ayan.
Medyo hindi ako techie, no? So pwedeng mag-type kayo ng hi para nakikita. Kasi parang nakalagay lang sa screen ko, Marcel Malakaman, Mau Perez, and 4 other
watching.
Parang ganyan. So hindi ko alam kung sino sila.
Guys, you just type hello, hi, ayan, para makita din ni Mia.
Ayan. Hi to my sister Irish. I know she's watching.
Hi, Irish! Ayan. Ayan. Okay, let's talk about organic farming. Is there a turning point? Parang meron bang specific situation or incident that made you shift? Or that made you interested to organic farming? Ayan, Marcel said hi.
Hi! So, okay. I started with organic farming dahil na-plant yung seed ng previous relationship ko some years ago.
So, it was a specific person.
It was a prompt. It was a prompt, but I was not thinking of farming at that time. And then, I just started parang, parang nagiging mas familiar ka lang dun sa word na organic, and then you start...
Wait, was that a relationship that lasted for... I mean, or is it parang acquaintance lang?
No, sandali lang siya kasi parang tipong I met him in the Philippines, but he's based sa US. So, I spent time with him sa US and then went back, and then it just did not work out kasi long distance, plus parang at that time also I was not very confident with myself, so I was very quiet. So I don't think I was not a very good communicator back then. And sa kanila, it's very important that you vocalize your feelings. Sa atin kasi parang hindi masyadong yung culture natin, parang hindi masyadong...
actually, yun sasabihin ko sa'yo, I think. Kasi even now,
Yeah,
parang it's part of us being Filipinos. I mean, we are respectful, but sometimes we are respectful up to the extent that we don't say what we exactly feel.
Right. And we suffer and then we blame them for not thinking of us when in fact they didn't know how we
Yeah.
were feeling. Parang ganyan. So
Yeah.
it's important that you
True.
communicate para meron kang grounds na, hey, I already mentioned this to you that, you know, you're not making me feel comfortable whenever you say that to me.
Oo.
So then, they
Kasi
will,
we all,
diba?
parang, parang we always expect the other person to know what we feel.
Yes. Yes, parang tipong, dapat alam mo na yan. But then, that's when I started learning how to communicate. That's when I started learning na parang tipong, how to appreciate. And that was the time when he actually said, I learn more about you on Facebook than you talking to me. So I'm like, really? Magkasama tayo ng buong araw? So parang, that's when I started to parang reassessing myself. And that's when I started parang tipong feeling ko spiraling downhill. But at that time, kasi I was just not happy. I was doing, people are saying I was doing good in events, but internally,
Inside.
I don't feel accomplished. I don't feel proud. I don't feel successful. The money was there. It was sustaining, you know, it was sustaining my travels, ganyan. And at that time, parang tipong, yun yung sinabi ko sa'yo, parang tipong, ano ba? Ito ba talaga yung gusto ko? Parang, do I still want to do events in the long run? Do I still want to experience this feeling during an event? Kasi stress ka, makikipag-away ka sa staff mo, makikipag-away ka sa, or i-defend mo yung, alam mo, i-defend mo yung staff mo, makikipag-argue ka sa client mo, yes ma'am, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes ma'am, yam. Alam mo, parang, you're a yes woman, and do I want that for myself? And for me, that's not the end game for me. So I said, I want to transition na. So parang ang sabi ko, I want to do something, but I'm not sure what I want to do yet. Kaya sabi ko, mag-farm kaya ako para siya yung sinabi ko, if all else fails, meron akong mapipitas na talong at makakakain ako. Yun talaga.
Pero may, what made you think that way? Para bang, I mean, growing up ba, meron kang thinking na ganun?
Because I wanted to leave events. And I said, oh shucks. Sabi ko, ibig sabihin, hindi na niya masusustain yung lifestyle na gusto ko. Parang tipong, hindi ka makapag-travel ha, hindi ka ganyan ha, hindi ka na makakabili ng ganyan, hindi ka na lalabas with your friends because you cannot afford to eat out, you know, like several times a week. So parang, so yun yung nilalagay ko sa sarili ko na parang tipong, I want to do that. And on my mom's side, meron kasing parang nakabulangtang lang na lupa.
Land.
So, sabi ko, I want to practice on that one kasi sabi ko, ano ba, magtatanim ba ako ng malunggay? Kasi super power plant. Yung mga ganun na inisip ko, magtatanim ng okra.
So you were living where? Were you living in the city? Tapos nun?
I was living in Manila, but I was just thinking about this. And so I said, I don't know anything about organic farming.
And of course, the land of your mom is far away from
for Pangasinan, girl. So Manila, Pangasinan. Luwas. So
you mean nag-i-events ka and then you're already there sa Pangasinan? You're traveling Pangasinan to Manila?
Not yet. So at that time, I was just mulling, you know, this idea. And I said, I don't wanna dive into something that I don't know. Ano ako bookish ako Parang tipong kailangan may alam kang konti. May alam kang konti. And si hands-on ako. And in the Philippines, wala akong kakilala. Or I cannot na merong may alam sa organic farming. So I researched organic farms in the US and did volunteer jobs here in the US. And at that time,
so you went overseas. You went there to learn.
Yes. So the first month was, sabi ko, hindi ko alam, I don't know, do I want to do animal farming or do I want...
So you were already out of events here when you started or parang naka-off ka lang?
Okay, so I resigned. I said, but they told me na parang tipong, alam ko na if I come back, I will still be able to find work. So I resigned because it was just, there was just too much pressure that I know I do not want to handle anymore. Not that, it's just not the life that I want to live anymore. Parang ganon. So,
okay. So, I mean, at that point in time, you didn't see yourself already na in the next 5 years, you will still be in the event.
Yeah. Oo.
But what was the time frame? Yung, halimbawa, eto nagmumuni-muni ka pa lang. Today is March. Tapos noong December, nag-isip ka na you will resign. Is it the time you spent thinking of what to do and
3
that,
months.
hey, finally, I don't want this anymore?
3 months.
Around 1 year ba?
3 months. It was the same
3
year.
months.
3 months. Kasi there was a time, this was also, these all happened the same year. First, parang January, I found out that I needed to undergo an operation. So parang that debilitated me na parang and I'm an active person. So parang for me to need someone else was hard for me. So it was a depressing time for me, no, na parang tipong. And after that, there was just too much high pressure from work. So parang, can you imagine, may tahi ka pa, tapos nag-a-attend ka ng meeting.
What happened? Sorry, if I may ask.
They just found like a fibroid sa uterus ko. So it's nothing serious, but they
okay.
So it really just needed to come out. So parang so parang for me to not move around was debilitating. It was depressing. And then after that, parang tipong I had to handle a client. Parang mid-recovery, I had to go parang pacify.
So this surgery you have to just lie down like for a few weeks or?
Oo, kasi ang full recovery mo is 2 months.
Oh, okay, so para ka pa lang naman.
Para siyang CS.
Oo, para pala.
Oo. So yun yung and so the physical thing really got to me, and then yung mentally, the pressure. And so at that time, Jen, I was crying every day. And I did not know why. Do you remember Kat? Si Catherine Peña Ojas. But she's our classmate. So
yeah.
I would pray her every day bago ako pumasok. Kasi kailangan tapusin ko muna yung iyak ko bago ako pumasok. And I could not understand why I was crying. So doon ako nag-assess na parang tipong, what do I want? And I really also needed to get away, Jen, from everyone who are my support system. But then I also needed to get away from them kasi they are also somehow noise in my mind saying, alam mo, pwede kang magganito kasi magaling ka sa ganyan eh. Alam mo, pwede kang magganto. Alam mo, gantong gawin mo. Ba't di ka na lang magganto? Diba? Yung parang...
Naalala ko college days natin. Wait.
These are the noises that you really just want to, just to quiet it down so you can listen to yourself, listen to your heart, listen to what God is telling you. Na parang, ano po ba yung direction na gusto nyo para sa buhay ko? I really needed that time. And so actually I transitioned from being Catholic to being Christian. So nag-victory pa ako at that time. And still, I mean, syempre hindi na ako victory kasi walang victory dito sa lugar ko, but Christian in essence. So that's when na-recalibrate yung value.
So talagang parang nag-soul search ka in your sense of it.
Oo. So at that time, si Marcel, parang sabi niya, gusto mong itry. I was searching for happiness. Parang nag-feng shui ako, nagkabala ako, kung ano-ano ng mga tinry ko. And I was just like, no, it's not working for me. And so Marcel just said, okay, gusto mong umattend? Sabi ko, and I was desperate for answers at that time. Sabi ko, okay, sige. And then that's when it all just went, parang tipong, oh my gosh, everything just aligned at that season in my life na parang tipong, ito yung kailangan ko.
Found it there.
No, I found him. So after nun, I traveled to Thailand, nag-vipassana meditation ako kasi yun yung parang tipong 10 days quiet, nobody, you cannot
so it's a retreat, diba? Parang ganun, something.
It's a meditation.
Alam mo, the 5 years ago, I was looking into that then.
Oh, yeah.
Talagang feeling ko dumadating sa face ng tao na you're searching for something na
yeah.
hindi mo malaman kung ano.
Correct. And sabi ko, perfect sa akin. Sisimulan ko lahat, sabi ko sa Vipassana, para I can learn how to quiet myself. Because it's more of a technique. So parang tipong, so you don't get to talk to anyone for 10 days. You don't even get to write. Alam mo yung parang tipong magjo-journal ka ba? You can't even get to read. So there's really nothing you can do except to look through yourself, listen, and listen and meditate. Na parang tipong sinasabi lang, mag-meditate ka. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng meditate? So again, bookish ako. Parang tipong, no, I have to learn. Anong meditate? Clear your mind. How the hell can you clear your mind?
Clear your mind. Oo, exactly. Kahit sabihin mo, ipikit mo yan. Pero the parang yung mga thoughts, continuous flow inside your head.
Yeah, so I went there, and then after that one, I started the organic farming. So first I was in California in a chicken farm. So I was feeding chicken
farm. Okay.
At one point I was almost crying because I had to feed chickens in winter.
And you don't have any experience, because not at all.
Habang umuulan kasi tinitingnan ko
habang umuulan.
Okay. Habang umuulan, winter. So parang tipong, and so I was driving kasi you have to drive away from where our bunks were. And you have to drive further kasi yung chickens, they roam around So free talaga sila.
So parang, oo.
So natutunan na, okay, hindi pala
parang free range chicken, is that how you call it?
Oo, so they have their own coops. They just go there pag gabi na to keep themselves warm. And then in the morning, they're just out and then I feed them. So, yun yung sabi ko, parang tipo, Ed, you're accountable if you don't feed the chickens, they die. Yung parang tipong hindi ka pwede. Sabi ko, kung nasa Pilipinas ako, may babayaran siguro ako 500 pesos na gawa na to.
Pero dito, konsensya mo na lang, di ba?
Oo. So,
namatay yung chicken.
Kakainin ko kayo. So, that was my first month. And then second month, I went to Arizona to learn farming. Of course, it was wrong timing. Kasi ano bang alam ko sa seasons? Kasi, patay ang lupa. Wala kang ginogrow ng winter. So, there was literally nothing for me to do except to organize not that nothing, no? Kasi marami pa rin akong natutunan kasi more of management of a farm yung natutunan ko. Because parang tipong after you harvest, where do you bring it? So we would go to parang weekend markets, yung mga ganon, and so yung mga natutunan ko, and I was also exposed to a lot of fruits and vegetables na parang wow for me. So yun yung, and then after that, I went to Louisiana, New Orleans, and
that's where you are now, right? You're in Louisiana.
I have a best friend in New Orleans, and she said, "Oh, Mia, dito ka lang." Si Ella, sabi niya, "Mia, dito ka lang," sabi niya, and spend as much time as you want to rest. And then I also, met up with a lot of people and just, kind of throwing things around na parang tipong parang gusto ko pang mag-try mag-aral ng some sort of like horticultural farming masters, ganyan. Parang sabi ko, ito ganun or dive in na. So anyway, I went back to the Philippines. Si Julian sabi niya, can you come help me with this company? Sabi ko, yes. I mean, I need a job. Sabi ko, kasi hindi naman, parang paano ko i-fund yung farm, di ba?
Oo, so, true. Ang gastos, di ba?
So,
my sister and I, yan naman din yung parang gusto namin. Pero, yun nga, sabi ng mom ko, ako, hindi biro. Akala nyo pa ganun lang, madali lang.
Kasi hindi ka agad kikita. So, kailangan you need something sustainable talaga muna. So, realistically, you can't just go and, okay, magtatanim ako unless meron na talagang bumubunga dyan. Alam mo yun, meron ng experienced person na, or meron somebody was already doing that and meron na kayong makakain and, so just, and at that time, I was mindsetting. So anyway, nung nasa Louisiana ako, that's when I met my husband.
So is this before you went back to the Philippines?
Yes. So, di ba, organic farming in California, organic farming in Arizona, and then Louisiana. And then that's when I met him. So, yan.
So bago ka ba umuwi?
Oo, I met him. And it was...
you met him.
Oo. We met online and then yung lunch date namin, it was the Mardi Gras season. Yung lunch date namin, extended hanggang gabi because there was traffic all around. And I said, why don't we just watch the parade together? So, yun na yung yun na
yung spark.
Oo. Actually, as hindi ko pala nakwento pa kasi nag-usap pala. So anyway, so physically, Mike was not yung parang tipong in my mind. Di ba meron tayong tipong, yan yung tipo ko.
Oy, parang parang acquaintance, getting to know. Parang you weren't thinking of a romantic relationship with him, tama ba?
Oo, ganyan. So parang tipong, and I was tired of having first dates over and over and over. So parang, okay, ganito, eto. Yung usual na tinatanong, what do you do?
Wait, anong year ba yan? Yung pinag-usapan natin?
2016.
Oh, recent lang.
2016.
Not too long ago.
Oo, 2016. And then, after that, I extended my stay for a couple of weeks more so I can get to know him better. Kasi sabi ko, it's going to be a long distance relationship if we really want to, do this. But I want to have that leverage na parang meron akong emotional I'm invested in you. Hindi siya yung parang, ba't ko siya kikitain ulit? Or bakit ako mag-off a few weeks just to spend time with him? So I wanted to make sure that, I have enough feelings for him to meet him again and go the extra mile. Hindi lang extra mile, 10,000 miles, di ba?
Oo, ang layo eh.
to meet him.
Pero by doing that, ibig sabihin meron namang spark.
Meron. You know why? When I started writing talaga and I started praying, sabi ko, God, sabi kong ganon, give me the man who will take care of me. Sabi kong ganon. Kasi si daddy ko, sabi niya, pag nagkaroon ka ng boyfriend o may manliligaw sa'yo, ang itatanong mo, kaya mo ba akong alagaan katulad ng pag-aalaga sa akin ng daddy ko? So I told him that when we were parang the first few dates, I told him, my dad said, find a man who can take care of you the way I will take care of you. And he said, oh, I'll take care of you. So parang sabi ko,
bilis sumagot, ah.
Oo. So,
pa-impress lang ba to o totoo ba?
But we were both at our age na hindi na kami nagpapasikat. Hindi ka na nagpapayap. He's already in his 50s. And I was, 40, I think, at that time. So, parang, tipong nandun na kami na parang tipong, hindi na ako magpapasikat sa'yo.
Magpapabebe pa o something.
Parang tipong, this is my family, they're allowed, deal with it. Parang ganon. This is me, deal with it. If you don't want, bye. See you later. And
shortcut na, di ba?
Oo, kasi parang I don't want to waste my time. Hey, I'm already, 39, 40. So parang tipong, at that time, as we spent more time together learning about each other, the more I was really attracted to him. Kasi parang sabi ko, tinatanong niya if I see myself living in the US. Sabi ko, I've traveled a lot. So parang sabi ko ganon, this will be a new adventure for me. So this would be like really exciting for me. Kasi parang tipong, yun ang hinahanap ko, di ba? After you work, you find like some sort of adventure. And he's really very mild-mannered. He's very, very, very patient. So parang sabi ko, oh my gosh, he just balances me out. So yun yung mga na-realize ko. And, he believes in God. So yun yung mga importante. He believes in family values.
Yung mga tick marks, naka-tick lahat.
Oo. So yun. And I was very honest with him na parang tipo. So after that, we met, like, I went back to the Philippines, worked for Julianne. And then after that, parang in between, we met again in Hawaii. So after nun, yung sa Hawaii, dun ko na nalaman na talagang, oh my gosh, I'm really in love with him. Oo, siya na, because when we were leaving, I was just crying. And hindi siya yung parang magandang cry na gano'n. Hindi.
Hagulgul cry?
Super, I know it was like super ugly cry, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to do this again. Kasi
ito yung you met in Hawaii. Ay, yung sabing ba, yung parting ways na?
Parting ways na. Kasi, and we both talked about this one, na parang, kasi at that time, kailan uli kita makikita? It's not cheap to travel, 'di ba? So parang
true.
Parang tipo kailan ulit kita makikita. So yun yung feelings ko. And then
Pero you were already in a relationship with him, tama ba?
Yes.
When you met.
Oo. So when I left the US, nung organic farming thing, we were constantly talking to each other daily, almost daily sa online. So I met his family December. He proposed to me on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day pa.
So after when we were parting ways, I mean, there was crying, but it was no longer ugly cry because we know there's a definition already na parang, okay, magiging tayo. Magpapakasal tayo. So parang, alam ko, you're confident that you will be together. So, and then after that, I still work, and this is a funny parang conversation with my dermatologist. She's like, why are you still waiting? Why are you here? Parang sabi ko, oo nga, no? Kasi parang sabi ko, nag-timeline kami, maybe we'll get married in 2 years because people were asking, we were not really thinking about it, when are we gonna get married? Because you're just on a high on your engagement, right? So, after that, parang people, my dermatologist, why are you waiting? Why are you still here? And that just sparked me na parang people, oo nga! Bakit ako nagtatrabaho?
Parang sinicelebrate yung engagement, where in fact you should...
Like, why am I still here in the Philippines when I should be spending more time with him, getting to know him better, getting to know his family, just learning a lot of stuff with each other. And so, actually, June, I wasn't sure if we were gonna get married. So June, I was still an employee in the Philippines. I'm like, are we gonna get married? So I was just here with 2 luggages, Jen. 2 luggages, summer clothes. Tapos,
wait, you got married in the States? Tama ba?
I got married here. Kasi nga, pumunta lang ako dito para magbakasyon for 3 weeks. Tapos,
3 weeks?
Oo, for 3 weeks. Tapos, ay, magpakasal na lang tayo. So,
ay, parang magdi-dinner lang. Ay, magpakasal na tayo.
Magpakasal na tayo, ganyan. And so, we got married the day after 4th of July, so July 5. So, yun. That's our story. Ang haba. Jane!
Hindi naman. Pero, yung napulot ko doon is that you have the same interests, right? You are both into organic farming.
He loves plants. He loves plants.
Pero he's not into organic farming.
What's
sinarot ka lang kunyari na organic farming.
The nice thing about him is he's really open to all my interests. So I feel like pag sinasabi kong number 1 fan ko siya, he's my number 1 fan in everything that I try to pursue. So parang tipo, I wanna buy this, I wanna buy some plants. Parang go. Some partners would probably be, oh my God, pang 15th rosemary mo na yan na napatay. Ano ba yun?
Oo.
Bibili ulit tayo. Parang, he's very patient with me as I was learning. Kasi, that was the one, because I could not farm here. Pero may mga flower beds kami. I'm turning all my flower beds into edible items. Not totally, pero halimbawa, I have a few fruit trees and a lot of herbs. So, which I always add sa pagkain, sa cooking. So, yun.
Pero wait, you did farming sa Philippines. So, what happened there?
Ay, okay.
You started it ba?
Oo, when I got back
to the land ng mom mo.
Oo, on weekends, I would go to the probinsya. But it was
Manila weekdays, then weekends you go to Pangasinan.
Oo. But it was not sustainable for me. Parang una mahirap you really have to stay there. Either you really have to stay there to know what's happening, or you gotta find people who you can really
trust and who will take care of it.
The problem was I was not knowledgeable enough to do all the things in the Philippine landscape. Kasi yung mga natutunan ko, parang medyo advanced type of farming sa US. Tayo ang layo pa natin.
At expensive, di ba? To have the technology to do it here.
Oo. Yung kahit na yung watering system na parang tipong, shucks, paano nila nilalagyan ng tubig yung parang tipong 2 kilometers away na
Exactly.
na tubig. So parang natutunan ko, like, I was building chicken coops, I was parang attaching water systems. Pero kasi yun, nabibili mo na talaga. Yung
nagawa na, there.
No, you have to build it yourself. And I had to learn how to do it.
Parang assemble mo naman.
Oo, ikaw mismo mag-a-assemble. So yung mga little stuff like that. And I couldn't find those stuff, obviously, in the Philippines. Oo. So,
parang here, everything you have to, have it made, di ba?
Oo.
Kasi hindi naman...
Correct. Kailangan mo siyang i-manual, kumbaga.
Fabricate something.
Fabricate ng mag-isa. And, parang gagayahin mo na lang. And when, after I got engaged, nawalan na ako ng ganang mag-farming. Kasi parang, ano pa yung reason ko para mag-farm, di ba?
Kung hindi ka naman magsistay dito, di ba? Totally hindi mo maaalagaan.
Oo, I can't plant my roots there anymore. I have to uproot and move here. And then start the thing that I really wanted to do. So yun. Yan siya!
That's where you are planting, sabi mo nga, herbs. What else do you do there na somehow related dun sa mga natutunan mo sa pagbo-volunteer mo dyan din sa US?
Actually, hindi masyado. But more on, ang natutunan ko lang is how to take care of the land. Kasi, as it is, all the chemicals that we're putting in the soil, if we keep on doing that, in 50 years, wala na. Sira na yung soil. Kaya it's important to take care of the soil. So it was hard because Mike was using harmful chemicals before I got here for his flower beds. And I had to amend the soil before planting the edible. So I had to put in a lot of organic stuff. Nagko-compost ako, dried leaves, yung mga kitchen scraps. I put them in the compost. So, yun. The important thing is to have a good soil sa organic farming without the use of harmful chemicals. And yung pagpapataba ko is natural. So, yun yung to make the soil.
Does it take time?
Oo, because here I really learned how to be patient kasi una, the seasons are so new to me. So parang tipong, hindi katulad sa Pilipinas, pag itapon mo, okay, nabuhay, ganyan, di ba?
Oh.
So dito, parang tipong, hindi pala pwedeng magtanim ng okra ngayon kasi hindi siya mabubuhay ng winter. Parang gano'n. So yun yung mga tipong sabi ko, okay, so wala akong itatanim ngayon. So yun yung mga learnings ko, and halimbawa, learning yung acidity ng soil na may mga, pag mababa yung pH, so ibig sabihin...
How do you measure that? Meron bang pang-measure?
Meron akong pang-measure kasi dito, katulad ng sinabi ko, sa Pilipinas...
Lahat dyan meron no?
Lahat meron. Meron kang mabibili online, Amazon. You can do that. It's a stick that can measure the pH, the moisture of your soil. You just have to find the right brand. Also here, yung mga nursery nila rito, pwede mong dalhin yung soil mo and they can test the soil and say kung anong estado ng soil mo. Acid ba siya? Kailangan ba niya? Kailangan ba niya ng maraming nitrogen? Kasi tatanungin ngayon nung expert, kung sino man yung nandun, nung expert, if your soil is, ano itatanim mo para ito yung nutrients na kailangan mong ilagay sa
dadagdag.
So, different plants need different soil, different sun, and different water requirements. They're not all the same. Yun yung natutunan ko. Kasi ang naiinis ako, yung napapanood mo sa video na parang put all this in the earth. Parang yung all your herbs, pag samasamahin, tapos plant it, gawin mong frame. Hindi, huwag kayong maniwala sa It's just not so true. Like, parang it irks me when I see parang these videos, parang pagsasamahin si rosemary at saka si basil. You cannot kasi parang iba yung water requirements nila. Technically.
So, paano nila ginagawa sa video?
Peke! Parang di ba, tapos spray, parang itakulong naman, di mabubuhay yan ng spray. Deep water.
In real life?
Oo.
So, dito kasi di ba bibili ka na lang ng soil?
It's the same here. I have to buy some soil also. So you can buy soil, and I'm also
Pero you need to nurture it.
you need to nurture it. The problem in the Philippines, I'm in a member of all the, not all, but a few plant groups sa Pilipinas, is yung sellers, they do not label properly. So parang tipong loam soil, para saan? Dito kasi para siyang idiot proof na eh. Parang raised bed soil. So alam mo na pang raised bed siya. Hindi siya dahil maarte, kundi dahil alam niya na parang tipong dahil elevated siya, konti lang yung nutrients na makukuha niya, ganito lang yung watering na makukuha, mag-drain agad. So parang tipong, kumbaga, na pagsama-sama na nila yung dapat magsama-sama para dun sa location na palalagyan mo ng soil. Na pag halimbawa, this is for a potted plants or potting soil. Ibig sabihin, pangpaso lang siya. Oo, so pag usually yung mga potting soil, it retains a lot of moisture para hindi agad matuyo. So yun yung mga tipong mga kailangan mong malaman na I wish there were more labels in the Philippines para hindi rin nag-struggle yung mga ano natin, yung mga urban gardeners natin. So yun lang yun yung at saka wala din tayong masyadong text about farming in the Philippines or home gardening in the Philippines. So lahat ng references or most...
Although ngayon nauuso, maraming nagpa-plant sa backyard.
But then their reference are halimbawa sa US na parang tipong pagsasabihin nila parang plant
or sa YouTube.
Pero kasi parang tipong, 'di ba, yung season dito iba at saka iba yung zones, iba yung ganyan. So, they have to be wary of who they read, what they read, and ano yung parang sino yung binabasa nila, taga saan. Parang ganyan. Para at least applicable sa Pilipinas, sa landscape ng Pilipinas. So, yun. That's what, basically, yun yung mga natututunan ko. And, parang, and I know you know this, the more you learn, the more you know that you don't know much. Diba?
Yeah, then you will get, and the more you get confused.
Oo. Kasi parang tipong, oh my goodness. Parang tipong, shucks, I still need, para tipong, okay, I'll learn about fertilizing, for example. And then when you learn fertilizing, parang tipong, oh my gosh, what is this chemical? What is this? Parang tipong, ano kailangan ko?
Kailangan mo pang aralin bawat chemical pala.
Where can I buy molasses? Tapos pag nagpunta ka na naman sa another site, I mean, it can get so confusing. So you really have to know what you want and, you know, just
parang check muna, no, yung resource. Anyway, kumbaga, 5-star ba to? Yung parang gano'n, yung resource na to. Pwede na, ito na lang susundin ko.
No, that even goes with recipes, ha? Like, halimbawa, parang tipong, and this, I always put this in my website, in my blog na, yung recipes are meant to be guides. At the end of the day, the best judge is your tongue, your palate. Parang pag sinabi isang kutsarang asin, baka matabang sa'yo kasi hindi kami maalat pagtimpla. So, kumbaga, guide siya. Parang it will get you there. Pero i-adjust mo kasi gusto mo pala maanghang. Diba? So, at the end, and you never make the same recipe exactly unless nasa professional kitchen ka. Kasi, hindi control.
Unless parehas kayo ng panlasa nung gumawa, no?
Yun din.
Yung recipe.
Iba yung kawaling ginamit ko sa kawali mo. Iba yung oven ko. Iba yung nakagasa ko, electric ka. Tapos, yung room, ito nakita kong problem sa bakers sa Pilipinas is their reference are US. And then, when they say, parang tipong, let it rest for 12 hours room temperature. Yung room temperature dito, 71 degrees, which is 71 to 75, which is about 23 degrees. Sa atin, iba yung room temperature dyan.
Oo, iba nga.
30 centigrade, di ba? So, ang laki ng diferensya. So, ang tinatry kong ilagay in my recipes is to have sensory clues. So, parang tipong look for the bubbles, listen for it, taste, and then, or check the texture. So, yun yung mga tinatry kong i-incorporate when I write recipes. Just so it's easier for them to understand and read the recipe, the entire recipe. Kasi, baka mamaya, gusto mo palang gawing hapunan, nakalagay pala overnight marinade. Parang gano'n, di ba?
Oo, true.
Ay, gusto ko itong gawin. Basahin mo muna yung recipe.
Yeah, oo nga. O yan, dahil nabanggit mo ang recipes, let's talk about Be With Mia. I know you just recently launched your website, tama ba?
Yes, vlog. Actually, ayan din inalam ko.
Yeah.
Ang website pala, hindi regularly updated. So you call it a blog because you update it regularly. So it's a food blog. So yes, I am regularly or will regularly update it starting next week. So yes.
Yeah, exciting news for me. When did you come up with? Of course, before this launch, parang you're doing it na for how many years na ba? Until you finally decided to launch it.
Parang 2 years. Well, I started because, syempre, while my immigration papers were processing, I cannot legally work here. So, wala akong magawa kundi magluto at magtanim. Kaya, I had no choice. I had to keep myself busy and still educated about things that I love. So, anyway, it started ng 2018. Sabi ko, ilagay ko na kaya. O sige, Be With Mia na lang. Tapos, Facebook. And then eventually I said I wanted to do website but never got around to doing it. I was just not parang technical enough and I wanted to hire someone but I did not want to spend. I'm so kuripot talaga. So I ended up doing it myself. Pero may nabibili ka kasing design and you can just parang redesign, assign where you want.
Yeah, I did that. Wix, I used Wix.
Oh.
Parang I started way back 2016. Ayan, nag-ano ako eh. I was doing virtual. I know we spoke, right? I think that time parang you were parang searching anong magagawa. Tama ba? So I did that. Yeah, I remember, yeah. So I did that. So sabi ko, ano ba? So yan, so that's when nag-virtual assistant ako. And then I was searching for website. Hindi rin ako techie, but because of the work that I have, parang I got used to learning stuff.
Yeah.
While you're already working.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's how I got it. Ito naman, I use Wix. Tapos yun, parang I just experimented.
Correct. I asked you kasi parang tipong, anong pwede kong gawin legally while waiting? Diba? Parang virtual assistant. I wanted to do that. But I ended up parang tipong, ang nangyari sa akin dun sa, I think it was Upwork or something, I ended up drawing. So nag-draw ako and when I found out na yung pinaggagawa ko ng drawing is a student, parang hindi tama na I'm helping him cheat his way through college.
You mean the work that you're doing is submit niya?
Student.
Assuming na work niya yun.
Parang 3D drawing of whatever. So I was doing pencil sketches, ganyan. Parang sabi ko, oh shucks, sabi ko I don't want to do this anymore. So nag-focus ako sa cooking. So yun.
But I'm happy for you kasi na you found what you're really passionate about.
I'm so happy kasi nga parang it's the thing that I do every day and I love doing it. So and ito yung pwede ko sabihin na parang I can see myself still cooking in the next 20, 30 years. Di ba?
Yeah, oo. Iba yun. At saka iba yung feeling na gano'n, na you'll never get tired kasi you don't feel like you're working.
Oo. You don't feel like you're working because...
And you're doing it for yourself.
Yes. And it feels good to... Alam mo yung pag nagluto ka, somebody, and you feed someone. So yung in essence yung nurturing medyo meta na, but you kind of nurture kasi food just connects us. So, di ba, parang tipong kahit anong religion mo, anong race mo, or whatever, kung bata ka, matanda ka, pamangkin mo, pag nasa lamesa kayo, there's always a connection. There's always conversation. So, I love the feeling of, sharing food. And good food, di ba?
Yes.
So,
Tell us a bit more yung mga, ano ba yung mga favorite recipes mo na andun sa Be With Me?
Sa ngayon, ang nakalagay, yung pinaka-recent na favorite ko is yung summer focaccia. Kasi I'm not a baker. So, nung natutunan ko na-understand ko yung parang pinaka-principles of baking, dun ko na parang tipong, tapos gusto kong, kaya ko siya favorite kasi nga, it's one thing that I thought I would never do, bake. And then number 2.
Why? I mean, you're already cooking and all.
Pero kasi baking is a different discipline. And you have to be more patient. And with baking, pag meron kang important step na na-skip, the end game, it's not edible. Kaya, hindi siya katulad ng stew, like menudo, adobo, or estofado. Kaya mong parang tipong
mindset lang yan, I'm sure.
Kaya mong i-adjust.
Kaya mo yan.
Oo, kaya mong i-adjust kasi even if you cook it for 4 or 5 hours, you have 4 or 5 hours to change it, diba? Or to improve it. Pero dito, definite siya yung ending. Pag
ulitin mo na.
Minutes, hindi mo pwede extend ng 10 more minutes, masusunog. Diba? Or titigas siya, or magiging ganito, or, diba? Ano ba yung gusto mo ba crusty and then soft on the inside? So, yun yung sa akin is the technique of baking. Kaya favorite ko yung summer focaccia. And then it's because I always want to try to use, syempre, yung mga herbs ko.
Herbs
mo? Oo.
Ano mga favorite herbs mong ginagamit?
Ang hirap. Pero,
dahil lahat sila gusto mong gamitin. Sabay-sabay.
Halo-halo ko siya eh. So, depende sa mood. Like, halimbawa, may time na gusto mo lang mag Mediterranean ka. So, simple lang, thyme, oregano. So, tapos na.
Yeah.
Thyme, oregano, garlic. So, tapos ka na. Tapos, kung gusto mo medyo may Chinese feel, so may cilantro ka, or Mexican, may cilantro ka. So, depende talaga eh. So, I cannot say that I have a favorite herb. So,
for breakfast, ayan, ay yung madalas mong gamitin.
For breakfast, usually parsley. Kasi, ang breakfast namin, lagi kaming may eggs and mushrooms. So, eggs and mushroom with toast, or eggs and mushroom with, halimbawa, tortilla, tapos lagyan mo ng cheese. Tapos laging may parsley. Kasi, kailangan din mabilis sa umaga eh. 'Di ba? Yung parang tipong, and my husband works from home. So, ngayon, actually, pwede na yung mga ganong, kailangan quick din yung breakfast kasi he needs to work. So, yun. Because eggs are so quick to make, di ba?
True. Ano yung feeling mo pinakamahirap na recipe na nagawa mo? Na it took you parang, you had to do it parang twice or thrice until you finally
maraming ganyan.
Ito na, this is the recipe that I want.
Marami akong ganyan. Actually, kasi paiba-iba yung mood ko eh. So, ang inisip ko na lang na challenging na recipe, oh shucks, I can't think. Alam mo, siguro, can I just answer yung intimidating recipe na hindi ko pa nagagawa?
Sige.
Siguro, I would prefer to answer that one.
Hindi mo pa nagagawa? I mean,
hindi ko
this
pa
one,
nagagawa. Gusto kong gawin is the beef Wellington. So, it's tenderloin with pastry around it. So, it's very... That's one. And then, number 2 is the... I forgot.
Parang nagugutom kami habang sinasabi mo.
Ang sarap kasi nun. So, si beef Wellington is tenderloin. And then, you have a mushroom around it. And then, you have prosciutto de Parma around it. And then, you put pastry around it. And then, you bake it. So, yun siya. Pero, I think you need to sear the beef and then you let it rest sa...
But why are you intimidated with it? I mean, dahil ba?
It's very technical. Pag hindi mo siya nagawa, I mean, You have to have the perfect crust, and then you have to have the perfect cook of the meat. Otherwise, ruined yung very expensive piece of steak.
So, you mean to say, inaaral mo pa yung mga techniques before you finally dive in and do it?
Oo. Baka ang gagawin ko is, kasi I have to take things slowly, baka ang gagawin ko is to perfect I have to learn how to find the perfect recipe for the pastry. Yung very technical eh. So, yung mga kailangan kong aralin bago ko siya gawin.
So parang the way I hear you, you'd like to research first before you finally do something. So hindi ikaw yung parang I'll experiment on this first. And then hindi ka masyado into experiment.
I can experiment until I
complete na yung details.
Confident na ako na pwede ko siyang daliin. Na parang hindi ako mag-experiment if I'm gonna make, like, for example, pandesal for the first time. Kasi kailangan kong makahanap ng recipe. One great chef even said na parang, when you find a recipe, try to do it to the T the first time. The second time, you make adjustments. Para alam mo, especially if it's something that you've never tried before. Oo, di ba? Pero if it's something that you've tried before, I think kaya mo na siyang baliin eh. And if you kind of not master, but at least be confident with the basic foundation of cooking. So, pwede na yon. So, confident ka rin sa flavor profiles mo, or like halimbawa, if it's your first time to use dried oregano, hindi ka naman maglagay ng santambak agad, diba? So, yun yung mga tipong kailangan mong aralin din na I always look for 3 to 5 recipes, at least. Tapos maghanap
you find it parang similarity sa mga nagawa nila before you finally decide, ito, okay.
If it's a traditional food, I like to look into the history. I really love the cultural background of food. Like, for example, the other day, last week, I just tasted Mexican's menudo na
Mexican menudo. How do you find it? How does it differ from our menu?
It's totally different because I've read this. The main ingredient of Mexican menudo is tripe at saka hominy. Hominy is binatog. Tapos para siyang kalyos. Halos parang kalyos na yung flavor niya. But it has fresh onions, lime, and then you have fresh oregano over it. And then you don't eat it with rice. They traditionally eat it with corn tortillas. So parang tipong una, disorienting siya sa akin. Number 2, it's not fair to say that I don't like it because I got it out from a can, 'di ba? Parang tipong kailangan ko ng properly well-prepared Mexican menudo to try before I say that I don't like it. Parang so yun. So that's how my process is when I cook something new. I look for 3 to 5 different recipes, read the history or background that makes it the essence of parang tipong ito pala, kaya pala siya menudo. Kaya pala siya Filipino menudo. Kaya pala siya carbonara. Kasi parang tipong carbonara pala is just 5 ingredients. Pag naglagay ka ng garlic, di na siya carbonara. Pag naglagay ka ng cream, di na siya carbonara. Pag naglagay ka ng parsley or ng green peas, di na siya carbonara. Alfredo na siya. Ganon. So parang yun yung iniintindi ko kasi I also want to respect the origin of that dish. Na parang tipong ako ma-offend ako pag if you say, hindi naman ako ma-offend, pero parang lang hindi siya close to the dish kapag sinabing magme-menudo ko, Filipino menudo ko, pero walang atay. Kasi afritada na siya. Di ba? yun yung nuances kasi of the little flavors changes it. And again, there's just so much discussion on that one because it can vary. Like the sinigang varies from region to region. So from household to household, the adobo, parang sabi ko nga, there are 10,000 ways to make adobo, di ba?
True.
So So yun yung and it just excites me to talk about food and the culture and how we are yung Pilipinas sa doon.
So be with Mia. You are basically recipe. Ano ba?
It's recipes.
Do you look around Philippine Philippine cuisine, or it's a mix of?
Basically, it's first and foremost, it will
Hindi
be.
ko natanong. Naisip ko kasi iba-iba. Until I finally, I should ask.
I mean, I will never forget my roots, obviously. But
Yes.
I get inspiration from Philippine cuisine. Plus, I miss it. So I will regularly cook it. And I'm in a place na hindi mo siya mabibili. Hindi siya parang California na parang tipong pwede akong tumambling ng 2 kilometers, may mabibili akong lechon. No, if I want lechon, I have to make it myself or order it from New Orleans or something. Parang ganon. Hindi siya yung parang tipong kung gusto ko ng kare-kare, may mabibili akong ganyan. And I don't wanna buy the kare-kare sauce because I wanna do it the way my lola does it. From scratch. Ground rice, ground peanuts, etc. So, yun yung mga tipong gusto kong gawin, and I do not want to forget how it was traditionally made. And so Be With Mia is Philippine cuisine, and I'm learning a lot of Louisiana cuisine also from my in-laws, kasi my mom-in-law is such a great cook. So she cooks a lot. My dad-in-law actually gave me an encyclopedia of Cajun and Creole cooking. So yun yung mga inaaral ko. So Cajun and Creole is very southern. And and of course, nung nagta-travel ako, love na love ko kasi whenever I travel, I just try out a lot of food. So I love Thai food, I love Mediterranean, Spanish, Italian. So halo-halo talaga siya.
So parang fusion ang mangyayari.
Pwede siyang fusion Pwede siyang fusion talaga kasi parang tipong how do you say if it's fusion or if it's authentic or if it's traditional. So that's, alam mo yon, again, these are words, but like for example, I don't have calamansi. Magpapalabok ako pero wala akong calamansi.
So use lemon, parang ganyan.
For example, tinapa. So gagamit ako ng bonito flakes. Yung ganon. So parang somehow there's fusion. So, there's fusion talaga kasi hindi ako nag-iinarte kundi dahil hindi ko lang
wala.
ingredients, di ba? Magle-lemon ako kasi wala akong calamansi. Yung mga calamansi ko nasa packets. Yung ganon.
True.
So yes, you could say that it is a fusion. It is a fusion. So yun. At saka yun, so it's recipes, and then it's a blog talking about yung mga different observations ko, especially when I moved here, kung ano yung mga similarities sa parang tipong, and because I've traveled, numerous times, my season ko for traveling is, I tried a lot of food. So nakikita ko yung parang, okay, bouillabaisse pala yung version nila ng parang pinaka seafood gumbo dito. Tapos sa Pilipinas, parang seafood sinigang. Parang ganon. Kasi iba.
So parang you can imagine, here, when you go here, this is the adobo of of this area. And if you are in the US, parang ganito.
Oo, kasi parang it all changes kasi yun yung tanim nila sa region na yun, or yun yung catch nila sa
and to give them an idea then kung ano pwedeng replacement. Hey, I'm living here. What can I do to replace calamansi, parang ganun, or something like that.
Like I made parang shrimp gisado parang a few weeks back, pero wala akong mahanap na patola ba yun or upo. So ang ginamit ko zucchini. Sarap pa rin, di ba? So, yun yung mga substitution. So, and we do that as home cooks naman kasi talaga. It's natural for us home cooks to just substitute or just make do with whatever you have. Hindi siya, that's why I say na parang recipe is not, it's just, it's just a guide. Kung wala, edi wala. But just
tama. And what you were saying, that naalala ko nga, so we were in Qatar, we were cooking sinigang, pero syempre walang kangkong. Although after a few years nagkaroon na ng kangkong, pero from other parang Thailand ata or something. So we use cash, we call it cash. Para siyang lettuce.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so that's what we use.
Correct.
Diba?
Correct. Sa akin, parang may season where I can buy kangkong here. So, pag wala, spinach yung gamit ko. Tapos, I also try to avoid using yung mga mix. So, and I was in this one group, Facebook group na mostly Phil-Am. So, they said, na this one really shocked me. That they thought that all sinigangs should have the mix. So, hindi nila alam kung ano yung totoong sinigang. Kasi they
didn't know yung tamarind.
Oo, napanti ko. Alam nilang tamarind based, but they...
Wala na kasi ngayon eh. I mean, wala nang gumagawa na...
Correct, ng traditional.
Original, oo.
And they were kasi may connotation ng Philippine... may reputation ang Philippine cuisine for being unhealthy. Parang tipong, taba! Sige, more rice! Yung mga ganon. And
actually, I met someone, parang he's a French guy. Oh, Filipino food, parang yun, ang dami yung maglagay ng oil.
So I'm trying to learn, the foundational cooking that I'm trying to learn, that I learned, I try to incorporate it in the recipes just so you have a healthier version. Not always, but you have a healthier version of the Filipino recipe without too much fat or without too much prito. Kasi hindi ko na rin masyadong sinasama yung prito sa pagkain namin. Unless may craving ka, yung mga ganon.
Although time's changing na eh. Marami na rin dito. They would rather grill, ayan.
Oo, grill.
Yes, right.
Again, di ba yung pinag-usapan natin earlier, kung meron kang prito, damihan mo rin yung gulay mo, di ba? Damihan mo yung
gulay. Para may balance.
Oo, kasi I love taba. Parang tipong, oh my God.
Talaga?
Oo, mahilig ako sa taba. Si Julian hates taba, so I get all the taba whenever we get together. So, yun yung mga parang tipong, sabi ko, tas yung asawa ko rin, he hates taba. So, ako, gusto ko talaga taba. But I would eat a lot of veggies para mabalanse siya or mag-exercise lang para balanse lang
siya. I think that's, that's the secret of it. Hindi man pwedeng i-deprive mo yung sarili mo not eating yung something that you like to eat.
You find joy in eating, but you have to think also that parang, what am I putting in my body? Diba? So, I want to
enjoy. Pero kung araw-araw naman yun yung kinakain mo, syempre, yun naman ang hindi ta.
Yeah. So yun.
Yeah, that's exciting news for everyone, guys. So it's already up, right? So it's just bewithmia.com.
Yes.
Something.
Yes, bewithmia.com. Just I have a few recipes pa that I'm gonna add next week and in the coming weeks. So watch out for it. So yun.
That's we're all looking forward to that.
Yes. I also have an Instagram page. Instagram account. I have an Instagram account. Instagram account, Facebook page, at saka I also recently joined Pinterest kasi I realized that a lot of people like to pin recipes. So I recently joined Pinterest, yung Be With Mia. So pin lang.
So they just have to look for Be With Mia on all those social media.
Also, the link is also on my website. So they can go to the website. If they click the link, it will lead them to all the social media pages that I have. So yun.
Yay, that's great. So guys, don't forget to look into Be With Mia's website and you can find all the social media platforms there. Ayan, i-visit nyo na po. Dahil everyone's trying to cook now.
Oo. And
everybody's cooking.
Healthier version lang ng mga kinakain mo sa labas. Diba?
Yeah.
So, yun.
And before we close, Mia, with all those transitions you had in your life, ano ba yung mga golden nuggets na pwede mong i-share sa amin? Kahit mga 3 to 5.
No.
Sige, kahit 3 lang.
I think it's important for us to understand that this one I realized when I was parang in my late 20s, when I was traveling a lot, when somebody Because I was posting a lot of travel pictures and parang sinabi, grabe, ang yaman-yaman mo naman, travel ka ng travel. At that time, at that season, my priority was to travel. So I was not investing on house, I was not investing on a car, I was not investing on a family. And that person had a family, which I didn't have. That person had the house, which I didn't have. Because that was his season for his family. Probably, you know, for his family or for his home. And for me, that was my season. I had a season for just career because I really wanted to prove to myself that I can work and I can earn money on my own. And if I decide to just stay home and be a housewife and, you know, take care of kids, eventually, I still have that parang tipong reassurance that I can work if I want to. So, it's important to understand that success does not mean one thing at one point. And you can be successful with work because that is your season to be successful at work. And you move on or, you know, and be successful at family. Not really successful, but just focus more while maintaining good work. So yun, nasa ano siya eh. And then maybe move on and then focus on kids, family. Or pwede namang nauna yung kids. Yun yung focus mo. And then you focus next on yourself kasi nga you give a lot of yourself also to your family. So there are different successes in different seasons in your life. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself and be patient with yourself because we are all still learning, we are still growing. So, and you know, always pray for I always pray for direction. Kasi minsan we believe too much
yung ano eh.
We
important.
Diba? We believe too much in ourselves that it might not be in his plans. So parang sa akin talaga is parang baka mamaya nagiging egotistical ako na parang tipong hindi, ito talaga yung gusto ko eh kasi dito yung talaga ako, ito talaga yung gusto ko. But hindi pala niya gusto yung path na parang tipong hindi pala yung part ng plan niya. So yun, I always pray for direction. So yun.
Yay.
Yeah, different seasons of your life. I think it's important to know that and just not be kasi di ba parang tipong we were talking about this earlier, parang tipong bata ka pa, di ba? Parang tipong ba't di ko pa nakukuha to? Bakit di ko pa nagagawa yan? Because God is preparing you for something bago ka mapunta dun sa isang bagay na yun. Kasi baka hindi ka pa equipped.
Hindi ka pa ready.
Ka na, oo. At saka yung pupuntahan mo, hindi pa rin ready. Hindi para ready tanggapin ka. This also goes with the relationship eh. Parang tipong, bakit di ko pa mahanap yung boyfriend ko? Or di ko pa mahanap yung love of my life? Kasi,
hindi ka pa ready.
Hindi ka pa ready.
In reality, oo. At di pa rin siya ready.
Na parang you have to learn this from this relationship. You have to learn this from this relationship. And that goes with your partner. He's also preparing your partner na parang you have to go through this kasi ikaw, kailangan mong you will need to learn how to handle or deal with your future partner in terms of this one. Kaya kayo magiging perfect together. So, it's not only you, he's preparing, he's also preparing your partner. So, you also pray for that one. So, yun.
Sabi nga nila, the perfect guy na dumating, hindi naman perfect timing, is not a perfect guy.
Mm-mm.
Not until it's a perfect time.
Yes. Naks na.
Yan.
Nakakatita yung mga ano natin. Diba?
Oo. It goes with age pagka tumatanda talaga.
So yun yung ano ko, yun yung at my age, yun yung wisdom ko. So when I get impatient with myself, I just think about that. So,
Thank you so much, Mia, for those words
of
wisdom.
I enjoyed this conversation with
Ako din. Kasi diba, it's been a long time since the last time we saw each other. Pero
College.
it's like seeing you in person naman. It's a good thing
Oo.
about technology, di ba?
I love it.
Kahit hindi ako masyadong techie.
Ako din. So, I understand. Para tipong, ano bang kiklik ko?
Oo. Okay lang yan. Patututunan din natin yan in time.
And I'm glad you're doing this because you're also inspiring other people and, checking in on them, yung different phases in their life and different, parang, how do I say it? Parang, kung nasaan sila sa panahon ngayon. So it's really good that you're sharing that just so people don't feel that they're not alone or parang they will find, they will connect with that person that you're interviewing or talking to. So that's important what you're doing. Continue what you're doing.
Thank you, Mia. Oo. Ano kasi ako I always put myself in the shoe of another. Para bang, yun sa old self ko.
Yeah.
The younger me, kung naririnig ko kaya yung mga ganitong talks, what would that make me?
Yeah.
Parang ganun. So, if it would help the younger version of me, it means it would also help others.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Mia. Please keep on inspiring all of us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for adjusting the time also. Alam ko you do it in the afternoons, pero hindi ko talaga kayang bumangon ng 4:00 ng umaga.
No, it's okay. Actually, I do it naman in different time zones. Depende dun sa guest. Previously kasi yung mga iba, I had guests na taga Texas and New York. So I think it's a bit different from your time zone. So we do it naman early morning, 10 a.m., ganyan. 11 a.m. But it's okay. And I'm happy that people are watching. Salamat po.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Watching and okay, salamat
I hope na marami po kayong natutunan today with our episode today. And thank you so much, Mia. I hope next time ulit.
Yes, I would love to. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you thinking of me. I hope may mga napulot sila sa chikahan natin.
Yeah, I think so. And guys, if you have like questions, you just type it in or just send me a private message. I'll be happy to link you kung sino man yung ating person of with the expertise in certain areas or pinagdaanan yung mga different journeys, and we'll be happy to share their experiences with you. Mia, ikaw din. Pag may naisip kang topic you want to
sige, I will
talk about, just let me know.
I will, because when you messaged me, I started looking at your previous episodes and
which reminds me, guys, the replays of all our live talk will be found on my YouTube channel. So just look for Jenny Roxy
on YouTube.
And you will find this replay.
Yay!
Thank you so much, Mia. Yay!
Good evening.
Enjoyed it.
Good morning.
I hope you did.
Salamat.
Please take care.
You too. And talk soon.
Yes. Yeah, I will get in touch with you soon.
Yes.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So there you have it, guys. That was another episode of Real Talk with Jenny. We are on our 15th episode. So the next one, next Sunday, will be 16. So I'm just so excited. I'm just thinking who to invite next. So guys, if you have any questions or topics that you want us to talk about, ayan, comment lang po. Comment is the key. Yeah, or send me a private message is also okay. And once again, just to repeat what I said, all the replays of our Real Talk episodes will be found on my YouTube channel. So guys, subscribe na po. Ayan, Jenny Roxy. I am also posting it here on Facebook, all the links. So please don't miss that out. Thank you so much. And I hope everyone is safe. Ayan. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Saan man po kayong parte ng mundo. Please take care. And hope to see you on our next episode of Real Talk. Take care.